Right, the first lecture after our introductory lecture on tax radar will be a look at the Administrator of Transvaal versus Traub. What I've done is opened up the LexisNexis library. You would have been given a username and password. I want you to go to choose a search form, choose the advanced search form, and you'll see there are 5 fields to enter words. I want you to enter in the 5th field administrator, then the word Traub, then the word Transvaal. And that 5th line says the words must appear near to each other. So wherever these words appear near to each other, it's going to throw up those documents. Click the search button, and what it should do is give you 115 results. Right, let's scroll through these results. You'll see there's a reference to legitimate expectations, which of course is what this case is about. That first reference, I know, doesn't really say much, so let's just scroll down a little further and see if there are any other references here that might cast some light on this particular case. There's nothing on this first page. Click at the bottom where the hand is to more, and what it will do, it will throw up a series of additional items that have come up on the search. And if we scroll down again, contract support services. Now that's one of the other cases I asked you to read in preparation for this course. Let's see what they say at contract support services about Traub. Very interestingly, and I'm just quickly trying to find the correct, the first and second and third references don't say too much of any significance. Let's just take a look here. Right, here at page 350 it says, in the first place, the court has expressed a preference for the view which regards the Audi principle as a rule of natural justice, which comes into play whenever a statute empowers a public official or body to do or act or give a decision prejudicially affecting an individual in his liberty or property or existing rights, or whenever such an individual has a legitimate expectation entitling him to a hearing unless the statute expressly or by implication indicates the contrary. So it's really a very nice little summary of what the legitimate expectations doctrine is all about. Well, let's scroll down a little further and see if there's anything else of interest here. I think we probably will end up going to the next page. So let's click more, and what you'll find on the next page is a reference to an article in De Rebus, which may be interesting to read, so that's something that you should possibly take a look at. Again, the purpose of you being able to do this is to go into, here's a legitimate expectation of substantive results versus fair procedure, a De Rebus article, which is of course something very interesting to read. You'll also see legitimate expectations, the Traub case being referred to in the SARS practice manual. Now, the practice manual is always a very interesting piece to read because it sets out the Commissioner's thinking on the matter. And of course, here is a very nice summary of the various cases dealing with the legitimate expectations doctrine. It's no point me sitting here and reading it to you. I would certainly suggest that you would read through this reference to the legitimate expectations doctrine as has come up on this search string with LexisNexis. Let's scroll down a little further and see if there are any other results that may be of use to you. I think on this particular page that I've now scrolled down to, Grey Marine Hout Bay versus Minister of Public Works and others is a very recent Supreme Court of Appeal case. This is another case that I've asked you to take a look at, and again, what you may want to do there is take a look at what the reference to that case is. Again, I'm not going to actually spend too much time. Let me scroll through this case quickly. Of course, here it says, nor is it shown that any of the appellants has a legitimate expectation that the property would be left vacant, or even that they would be consulted or their comments invited before it was let. In considering what conduct would give rise to legitimate expectation, Corbett, in Traub's case, the following passage was cited. And again, this is a very nice way to find out exactly what the nub of that principle is in our law. And of course, that's really what you're wanting to do here by going through this particular research. So I think that's enough of me scrolling through LexisNexis. Again, it's really just to introduce to you a little bit about the legitimate expectations doctrine through the materials that you can access at LexisNexis. Remember, the legitimate expectations doctrine is the doctrine that places you in a position where, for instance, the commissioner has issued a ruling or interpretation on a particular piece of law that is binding on the commissioner until such time as he decides to withdraw it, and it is also binding on the commissioner to give you some sort of a hearing in the event that he should decide to take away a legitimate expectation that he has created in your favor, as well as in favor of other taxpayers, where he now decides no longer to grant you the same preferential treatment or treatment that has been granted to other taxpayers. So it's a very important principle. It's not quite a right that you have, but it is as good as a right that you have to enforce a particular interpretation which the commissioner has placed on information that he has made public. That is all until the next lecture. Goodbye.